Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about how to cope with holiday stress because it is that time of year. The holidays are upon us and it's supposed to be a fun, joyful time, but sometimes it can also be very stressful. So first, some causes of holiday stress. These are your typical, what usually is the underlying points for everyone's stress during the holidays. Number one, I would say probably most people is going to be your stressful schedules because you're going to have a lot of events on top of what you're even normally doing, like work and everything. And then, you're also going to have if you have a family and you have children and stuff, you're going to have their events as well and their schedules. And so everything on top of each other can be pretty stressful during this time. And then putting pressure on yourself, I think this one kind of goes with the stressful schedule. Some putting pressure on yourself to attend everything, to be a part of everything, and also to, try and have that perfect holiday. A lot of us put pressure on ourselves to make ourselves happy, but it's just not how that's gonna work. And it might be too, if you're hosting events, you put pressure on yourself to make your house spotless and cook all these fantastic desserts and whatever it might be. And then separation from loved ones can also be a trigger for loneliness, sadness, and stress during the holidays as well. The separation, could be maybe you live a ways apart and you're not going to be able to see your family or whatever this winter, or maybe you don't have very much family, so you don't really have too many people to get together with on the holidays. Or maybe you have experienced some loss with your loved ones this year, and this, is your first Christmas without someone that you did lose during the year. Family dynamics can also lead to a lot of stressful situations during the holidays, depending on what your family dynamics are. If you're a family that doesn't get along and you're kind of in the middle, maybe you have somebody who puts a lot of pressure on you to host these family events or do all these things for the family event. So just some different things with family. Sometimes, we love them, but sometimes they can add some extra stress. And then seasonal depression kind of plays a role, I think, with everybody and on top of all of these stressful situations, because it is getting cold outside and the days are a lot shorter, and so it gets dark very early. It's just not giving us a whole lot of time to get outside in the sunlight and soak up that vitamin D. Okay. So some tips that I have to help you manage stressful events and stressful stuff during the holidays is number one, setting boundaries. And this one goes along with the stressful schedules and the putting pressure on yourself. You need to know what your limit is and kind of set your boundary of what you don't want to go above. Because if you add extra stuff from where your limit is, it's going to put you over the top and you're not going to enjoy your holiday season. So it's okay to decline invitations, leave events early, tell people no if they ask you to contribute something, that you just know is really going to add a lot of extra stress to you. It's okay to tell them no, be nice about it, explain why, and a lot of times most people will be pretty understanding about it. And then staying connected during this time with people that bring you happiness and joy. So whether that's your family or your friends, surround yourself with the people that actually make you happy versus forcing yourself to be with a bunch of people that really don't, and they don't benefit your happiness. So just use this time to de-stress and hang out with the people that you love. Participating in charity work can help ease any loneliness or just any symptoms of, if you're feeling down and you feel like your holidays are not going well. I think participating in charity work can sometimes give you a good perspective on, hey, I don't have it so bad. But it also gives you a sense of accomplishment, a sense of joy, I think, for a lot of people, just to see what you're doing benefit others and make others so happy. And if you are alone and you don't have a whole lot of loved ones around you, participating in charity work can be, some people, so you're not just by yourself. Limiting social media use during this time, especially if it's kind of a trigger for you. Honestly, social media is something that you should limit throughout the year, because what you're seeing is a skewed perspective of what people's lives actually are. You're only seeing the positives, you're not seeing any of the negatives. So, sometimes during the holidays and stuff, people will post that they're having so much fun at these parties and different things, and you're like, I'm not having fun, or I don't get invited to parties like that and stuff. And you never know what even happened. Like, they might have posted this picture looking like they're having this great time, and they really did not have a good time. So you just never know what's going on in people's lives. So staying off of social media and not getting too drawn into that can really help your mental health. And then lastly, make sure you're seeking support and help. So ask for help with things that are making you feel overwhelmed, because chances are you're just not asking, and there are people out there who are willing to help you. It also kind of goes with the next point, which is talking to close people that you have in your life, whether that's family or friends, about what you're feeling, about what you're going through. So a lot of times that can kind of go with asking for help too, just kind of venting to them, telling what's going on, and being like, can I get some help with this, because I just have too much, and this is what's going on, this is what's on my mind, different things like that. And then lastly, if you have, as always, I kind of always bring this point up when I'm talking about mental health, but if you have no one to talk to, therapy is a great option if that is something that's available to you, to help you kind of get through this tough time. And then so lastly, some signs and symptoms that you should look for if, can show you if this is maybe something a little bit bigger than just your typical normal holiday stress, and maybe you have something underlying that's kind of going on in your mental health that is triggering these holiday stress symptoms, would be if you are having loss of interest in things that you usually enjoy, constantly feeling anxious and nervous or on edge more days than not, and then trouble sleeping over an extended period of time. So we might all experience these symptoms occasionally, but if this is something that you notice you're struggling with for an extended period of time, that's not really normal. That's not something that people should have to deal with for a long period of time. So that is pretty much it. So short one today.